Everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the My Team Career Mode here for the British Grand Prix. Unfortunately, in Canada, as you saw, we did end up with the engine failure on track for our best finish of the season, and on lap 8, the engine just went away. But yeah, 4 straight DNFs. This has not been a good season so far for us. Obviously, there are a couple tracks I knew I was going to struggle at as we sign on our new sponsor, Loop. We're going to work on the car a bit here. With the livery, just kind of getting the sponsors into place. Echo, obviously, still our main sponsor. Loop will be our secondary sponsor. We're just doing all the customization stuff here before the British Grand Prix.
Fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
So, let's head into the Pirelli Hotlap here. We're going to do autocross in the Mercedes AMG GT Pro. Here we are now into the Pirelli Hotlap. As I said, we're doing the autocross. Obviously, got to get through all the gates here, but it is a little bit wet in this session. So, we'll see how we can do here. Very careful on the throttle. I don't want to get this car sliding out as we go in very deep. That's one thing with these supercars. You really slide the car a ton. As you see, we hit the back end out there, but so far so good. Just gonna be careful here. I don't want to slide out off the track and miss a gate, like if we did in Canada, where I completely forgot where the finish was. But so far, so good. Now into the first real slalom bit down this long back straight. It's getting really tight. We just make that gate. Look at this, though. We are pin perfect here through the gates. Now, one thing is, I've never been very good at this track. Apart from a co-op career mode win on last year's game, I really kind of struggle with this track. So, I wasn't really looking forward to this race at all as we hit a gate, or hit a cone, I mean. But still, so far so good as we go through another slalom bit. But Britain is one of those tracks I want to like, but I've just kind of struggled at on recent F1 games. Obviously, my first game was F1 2017, we hit another cone, but on F1 2011, 2016 I played a bit, I got afterwards. 2019 and 2021, I really just kind of struggle with this track, so this wasn't a great weekend, or a weekend I had marked down for a good result, but now we truly need one after the Canadian Grand Prix, which you get the gold time here. As let's head into practice for the British Grand Prix. Here we are now on the second lap of our track acclimatization program. The best lap I put in. And honestly, I was actually kind of feeling the track today. I don't know what it was, but something was just right with me in this track here. And again, usually I'm not very good at this track, but so far, purple throughout the entirety of the first sector, and we actually went quickest in the first sector. I was actually really struggling with that corner, though. These two corners, I was actually really struggling in. It's kind of interesting, because that's two of the corners I've never really struggled in on this track. But it's just a bit of an issue. Here are some cops, though. Actually going purple through there, I did not expect that. Malcolm, Maggots, and Beckett did just miss that. We were getting greens through here, but still, that's not bad. DRS open. We're still on for a good lap here. score-wise, we do run a little bit wide, and that's going to cost us a shot at purple. But down into the final chicane, and now the final corner here. Definitely probably my best lap ever around this track. We're just here on the third lap. I was missing corners. So we ended up calling it quits on the end of the program. I had no shot at purple, and I wasn't going to learn anything from that. Here we are now on the qualifying case program. If you guys have seen, I truly struggle with this program for some reason. And it's not even really going to do anything, because we have rain for qualifying. But besides that, at this point, we're just going to be pushing flat out here, trying to get whatever we can. So far, we're down on the lap time, back up quite a bit, but we do lose time on the exit. Now onto the back straight, we are gaining time on the delta. So far, so good. We actually go 4/10 quicker than our teammate who already made a run on the soft, but that's going to cost us time running wide there. But we're going to go, but besides that, we're going to get a way better exit to the corner as we head to Cops now. Obviously, the corner where Hamilton and Verstappen got together last year, and Verstappen went off. But now, through Maggots and Beckett, one of the most historic corners, set of corners in F1. We do gain time again here. Good exit. DRS is open, so we do get that. We're doing this check off. We should also get the clear. Yeah, checked off. We do turn in a little bit early, run way wide, and that's gonna really scrape off time. Through the final chicane, do we finally pass the qualifying case program? We run right out on the sausage curb, right at the line, and...
Okay, that's the test over, but I'm afraid we didn't get what we needed. We're going to have to run it again.
Was I seeing something? Because I swear, we were in the green for the program. I don't know. But, it's whatever. It's unfortunate, but we just gotta head into the next session, or the next program, I mean. Here we are now on the lap 3 of the race strategy program. Just going for the purple here for the program. We are gonna get stuck behind Zhou Guanyu. We've also had, I believe that's Lando Norris right behind us, basically pressuring us, but Zhou does let us have the spot here, and because of that, we pulled the gap to Lando, so we don't have to worry about him putting pressure on us for the lap. Obviously, we're going to be down on Perez, who is on the soft. But so far, we are up nearly a half a second on our delta. And we are up half a second on the target time, not the delta. Through Cops, very aggressive, do run a little bit wide. Kind of forgot where I was for a second, nearly put it in the grass. We do pick up a little bit of floor damage, but we are 8/10 above the target time. Lose a little bit of time on the exit, but still a very good lap here for the strategy. Down into the, I forgot the name of the corner. I believe it's Stowe. Now through the final chicane. And then we're going to be heading through the final corner. And we will go purple for the race strategy program. We're going to let Lando by. And that'll be it for practice. Let's head into qualify. So here we are in Q1, and you can tell by the tires, it is going to be intermediate conditions here. Rain on the track. We're going to go out, though, as early as possible and just see what we can do.
I'd take a set of
For lap
intermediates in these
time.
unpredictable conditions.
So here we are now heading in for our first lap. I actually do basically spend the entire session on the track, though. Here we go, though. First run on inters. I believe it's actually one of the first times I'm running intermediates on this game. We run wide in the first corner, and then just not a great start to the lap. You see, very careful on the throttle, early upshift through there, but really aggressive. End up cutting the corner, running a bit wide. Heading down into the end of the at the end of the straightaway here. Very calm through the corners, just trying not to spin it out, because that would ruin the lap very easily, and the two tires basically. But now, heading down the back straight, now the old front straightaway, or the old main straight, head into Cobbs, lift off, still go very wide. That's going to be an issue I had all qualifying, where I could not get the car to turn through there. Maggots and Beckett's for the first time. And now on the exit down to the final long straight before we head in, or before the main straightaway. We were clearly struggling here for a lap time. But now heading into the final chicane. Here we go, final chicane. And through the final corner, it's going to be a 141, 2 seconds down on Sebastian Vettel's. Here we are, though, at the end of the session. Charles Leclerc gets pole over Carlos Sainz and Sergio Perez. That is exactly what... Or, no, he doesn't get pole, I'm sorry. He goes provisional pole here in Q1. We get knocked out. We'll be starting P22 for the race. Let's head in to Sunday's race.
We return once again then to the home of British motorsport and the birthplace of the Formula One World Championship. It's race day here at Silverstone, and it's time for the British Grand Prix. The 3.6 mile long Silverstone circuit is one of the 18 corners in the current layout. With average lap speeds reaching around 145 miles per hour, it's also one of the quickest tracks of the year. Watch out for cars taking the right-handers of Abbey and of Copse flat out. Verstappen, George Russell and Hamilton, Norris, Ricardo Alonso and Esteban Ocon, Magnussen, Mick Schumacher, Pierre Gasly and Valtteri Bottas and Alex Albon, Latifi, Thomas, Oscar Piastri and Guan Yu Zhou. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. Anthony Davidson joins me once. Experience out on the track. How do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the rundown into turn 1, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build.
So there you have it. We do gain 2 spots. Our teammate Oscar Piastri has to take an engine penalty, as well as Zhou Guanyu. The strategy will be mediums to hards as usual. We're going to drop the fuel. But I'm actually more confident in the drive and the rain here as we head in to the formation lap for the British Grand Prix. Here we are getting set to pull into the grid spot, trying to light up the rear tires a bit. And let's see how we do pull onto the grid. It's going to be an optimal grid slotting here for from P20, Nicholas Latifi, P19, Piastri, P21. The 5 red lights are out and away we go for the British Grand Prix. And it's an okay start from us here. So we head down into turn 1 for the first time today. Gonna be very careful looking out for stack-ups. Zhou Guanyu, where he had that horrific crash earlier in the real life season, looking for a move, but we're gonna go down the inside of Valtteri Bottas. Tried to make the move, we're going around the outside of him and around the outside of Lance Stroll. And we're up to P15 here on the opening lap. Can we get Yuki Tsunoda here? He's running 14th in the AlphaTauri. But we can't focus on him. We're focused on defending from Stroll, who goes down the inside. And we're just going to have to let him have the position for now. So it's P16 here on the opening lap of the British Grand Prix. But we're not done with Stroll yet. Looking at trying to make a move into Cobbs. We're not close enough just yet. Now heading into Maggots and Beckett's for the first time. Let's see if we can gain any time on the Aston Martin. We're very aggressive on the curbing there. Lucky to not pick up damage. We do run wide. A little mistake. Here comes Vettel now. Looking to get back around us here on the opening lap. Down into Stowe for the first time. Vettel is ahead, but we're not done with him yet. But Vettel does get through. Now, obviously, the big news with Vettel coming out today that he has announced his retirement at the end of the 2022 season. Obviously, I'm a pretty newer fan. Only started watching in 2017, but Vettel has always been that character in the sport, and he will be missed by everyone in the sport. Hopefully, he does stay around though and help out with stuff around the sport and just stick around. But yeah, it is definitely a sad news that Seb will be leaving at the end of the season. But again, hopefully he stays around and does some more stuff. But besides that, we're going to be trying to get around him here. On lap 2, we're pressuring the Aston Martin. We just couldn't get to him yet. We do make a little mistake, run a little bit wide. But again, we're hungry for more points. The last time we were in the points was the last time we finished a race. That was the Miami GP, race 5 of the season. We're here on race, 10? And we haven't finished a race since race 5. So it's definitely been a tough couple races. But besides that, we still got a race to focus on now. Here we are on lap 3, right back to Vettel. We're trying to make the spot. We do go a little bit wide into the gravel trap, and that's going to allow the Aston Martin to pull away. We do immediately put overtake back on, though, trying to gain the gap back down, heading through Cops. We run a little bit wide, but just a mistake cost us the time here on Vettel. Here we are on lap number 6, right there on the back of the Aston Martin, looking to try and dime it off this corner to get a move, but we go down the inside in the middle of the corner, and we get through on the Aston Martin of Sebastian Vettel. Next up will be Lance Stroll's Aston Martin.
Nice move.
And here we are on lap 7, right on the back of Stroll, but we've actually got a disadvantage. What? So unfortunately, something ended up going wrong with the recording here, and I can't show the rest of the race, which is very unfortunate because it was an amazing race. We did end up P12. I believe Charles Leclerc ended up winning the race. But yet again, recording issues. I don't know what happened to it, but as you see there, it says the recording ended. But yeah, unfortunately, we have to end the video there. Thanks for watching this My Team Career Mode episode. Tune in next time for the Austrian GP, the second sprint weekend, and goodbye.